If you're married and living in Florida, there is a way you can own your home or your bank accounts that could protect them from creditors and even help your spouse avoid probate if something happens to you. It's called Tenancy by the Entirety, and if you've never heard of it, you're not alone. But if you're serious about protecting your assets, it's something you need to know about. I'm Mitch Green, an asset protection attorney here in Boca Raton, Florida. I help families and business owners protect the things that matter most, from lawsuits, creditors, and even the long delays of probate. Today, I want to explain how Tenancy by the Entirety works in Florida and why it can be one of the strongest tools available to married couples. If anything here sounds like it might apply to you, feel free to reach out. We're here to help. Tenancy by the Entirety is a legal way that married couples can jointly own property. What makes it special is that it treats the two of you together as a single legal entity. That means that your ownership is fully shared and you both have equal, undivided rights to the property. Now, there's a few very specific conditions that need to be met. You have to be legally married at the time you acquire the property. You both need to have gained your interest in the property at the same time and in the same way, usually through a single legal document like a deed or a joint bank application. You must have equal ownership and you both have to agree on any decisions made with the property. You can't transfer it or sell it without the other's consent. And if one of you passes away, the entire property automatically goes to the surviving spouse. No need to go through the probate court. And that's just beginning. When property is held as tenancy by the entirety, creditors cannot come after it for debts that only one spouse owes. So, if a lawsuit is filed against your spouse, but not you, any property that you own as tenants by the entireties is off limits. It's not something they can seize or force to be sold. Now, if it's a joint debt, something that both of you are legally responsible for, such as a loan or a credit card obligation, that's a different story. The protection does not apply there. But when it comes to individual liabilities, tenancy by the entirety can be a powerful line of defense. And the probate benefit matters too. When one spouse passes away, property held this way transfers automatically to the surviving spouse. It doesn't get tied up in the courts. No waiting, no costly legal process. It just goes straight to the surviving spouse. In a real-world example as to how tenancy by the entirety accounts work, I had clients that were getting married. The husband had a bank account in his name and wanted to add his wife to the account once they got married in order to get the benefit of the account as tenants by the entireties. However, given the requirements for tenancy by the entirety that both parties must have gained their interest in the property at the same time, I suggested they open a new bank account once they were married, titled as tenants by the entireties, and fund it with assets from the husband's account, as well as perhaps assets from the wife's account. So their ownership in the account is joint at all times. However, you have to be extremely careful with the bank you choose and inquire with the bank as to whether they honor and respect tenants by the entirety's accounts. A colleague of mine had a client couple with $250,000 in a Truist bank account. The husband was sued and a judgment rendered against him. Unfortunately, the couple found out the hard way that Truist Bank does not honor or respect tenants by the entirety designations. As such, the account between the husband and wife was treated as a severable bank account, and as a result, the creditor was able to seize one half of the account assets attributable to the husband. The lesson learned here is that if you and your spouse are interested in establishing a tenancy by the entirety account with the bank, inquire with the bank as to whether they will respect and honor such designation, and if not, find another bank. So here's the bottom line. If you're married in Florida and you own property together, whether it's your home, a bank account, or investment funds, tenancy by the entirety might be the smartest and simplest way to protect those assets. But it's not automatic. You have to structure things the right way from the start, and not every jointly held asset qualifies. If you're not sure whether your property is set up correctly, or you're thinking about restructuring how you hold your assets, I would be happy to walk you through it. I'm Mitch Green, and at Kramer Green, we help families protect what they've built. Let's make sure what's yours stays yours.